Hello everyone, I am Erika of the storytellingjeweler.com and you are watching No One Has to Bead Alone. Actually, a festive occasion of the No One Has to Bead Alone video beading series, since this is the last one we are having this year. And pretty much we spent all of 2020 together. I see some familiar faces already. We have Petra and Kat here. Regular, No One Has to Bead Alone beaders. Very, very nice to have you here, ladies. 𝐍𝐻𝐿𝐿𝐄 is here and Eleanor is here. Welcome, ladies. Corinne. With Corinne and 𝐍𝐻𝐿𝐿𝐄 and some other beaders, we spent a very, very nice Saturday last week together, beading the Estrella pendant. And it was a really nice class. I won't tell what was, or insider joke, you would have to be there. And Claire and Ludka and Annelien and Vanya can watch today, and Sherry and Linda and Honey and Sarah. Thank you, 𝐍𝐻𝐿𝐿𝐄. And Kata is here, and Janine and Sharon, Teresa and Maria. Nitty is not here with us. However, as you might know, she was working hard this week and she did an amazing thing. She uploaded all our No One Has to Bead Alone videos on YouTube. So I think this last No One Has to Bead Alone video of the year is the perfect occasion that finally we are really organized. So I am just posting the link, and thank you so much, dear Nitty. Ladies, for this year, this is the last one, so we will have about like 2 weeks without each other. We will meet again on the 8th of January with a beading lesson. And until then, if you are in the mood, then you can rewatch all the tutorials on my YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe and make sure to invite your friends and share it with your friends. And as I was looking at it, Nitty did a wonderful job. She even listed all the material we need. She listed the printable files, everything top notch. And as I was looking at it, then it seems that I was curious, how many times did we meet this year? And it seems that this is the 36th occasion in 2020 that we are beading together. So we spent, and besides that, the Coffee Time with Erika lessons, of course, Coffee Time with Erika broadcast, of course. But this is the 36 times. That means that about 2/3 of the year, we started in March, we spent together. And it's amazing. Thank you, ladies, for being here. And in the meanwhile, I'm starting to look at the comments. Thank you very much. And Sarah says she's just got a big package. Sarah was impatient, so she asked Yvette to mail her advent calendar package already. And yeah, did you open it already, Sarah? I'm curious. I hope you like what's inside. And Anne is also here, and 𝐊𝐻𝐿𝐄 is here. Katy is here, but she will make something else. �W𝐿𝐄. Zuzi is here. Joanna is here, thank you very much. And Mariella and Iris. Thank you, Zuzi. And Liv and Deb. And Claire says, you're looking fabulous considering your late night. I think that the broadcast program has, like, as I'm looking at the screen, I think that there is some kind of filter on my face. So far, I haven't noticed it. Maybe the broadcasting program noticed the dark patches under my eyes today, and it was like, it is automatically correcting it. I don't know, maybe there is a filter, but it was a long night. But it was well, the first half of it was well worth staying up, since yesterday, as many of you know, we experienced some pretty serious problems at the website. It never happened like, there are minor things, of course, always happening, but this was not good. And at first it seemed that we will not be able to fix it, but then Adam did his magic, and just after midnight, finally, the website bounced back, and it's faster than ever before, and I'm so happy with it. But still, if you notice anything, then let us know, and we will do our best to make it right. And Tanya is here also, and Marion, and Teresa, and Sherry, and Cheryl. Aniko is here. Sarah is opening her package. And Anna Linda sends her regards to us. Kata. Give all the best to Anna from me too. Oh, Zuzi says, it's probably the new light that I see a difference. Yeah, Zuzi is probably right. This week, something big was happening here in the studio. I will show you a picture. Some of you must have seen it in the storytelling beading club. So up from the ceiling, there are two professional photography lamps hanging, and they are incredibly light, and I love them that they are attached to the ceiling. Like the room, it's pretty much what you see on the picture. It's not really a detailed photo. I live in Amsterdam. I live in the Netherlands. I will not go further into it, but yeah, this is pretty much the room. There is only, besides that, this big cupboard for my beads and for my material. But that's it. So when I had the lamps standing on tripods, then you can imagine that I was knocking them over like 10 times a day. So this made such a huge difference. I feel so much better. It really influences my mood, and I think my effectivity. And Ula is here. Petra is here. Liv is traveling, so she can't bead. Sharon will have to leave early, but I'm really glad that you stopped by at least a bit. Sarah says, who ordered in my name? It was all you. It was all you, Sarah. And Tanya says, Adam has magic fingers. Shopping went so fast today. Even like on the administration end, when I am working in the background with the e-shop, it was such a difference. I love it. And Sandra is here. And Lynn and Asaria is here. Teresa says, Ave Adam. Yolanta is here. Hello. Vanya says, my husband is going to kill me. The advent calendar has been killers. I really hope that there will be no household grudges because of our little calendar. And Zdenka is here. Thank you. Chloe says, I live in England. I have a small studio flat. Your craft room is bigger than my kitchen. And Lutka says, I am silent when talking about the ordering. My family doesn't know what's happening. And Elena is here. So, Sarah, let us know when you are done unpacking. It might take a long time. How do you like what's inside? And let's get to business. So, 36th occasion, and today we will be working on this cute little motif I call Edmee. Edmee, the original version, is a brooch. However, you can really easily modify it into an earring, into a pendant, or even, you know what, it reminds me of the Indira bracelet, that you can even connect several of the motifs into a bracelet. I hope that some of you will be up for the challenge. When I started to design this little motif, then my intention was to create something a bit different. So that's why when I'm making something in a square shape, then usually the point is like pointing to the top and bottom and to the sides. So the square is like, the sides of the square are diagonal. However, this time I decided to make it this way, and then I attached one of these little gemstone drops to the bottom. Those are the ones that are part of the Advent calendar special deal today. And yeah, most of them are gone. So hurry if you like them and you would like to get some. And recently, we also got some new Filigree brooches, and I used this one. It's about 3 millimeters wide. This is how a pin is already like fixed. This is how it comes. So a pin is already fixed on the back. You don't have to do anything with it. And I sew the little motif to the filigree this time. It was easy because here you can see that there is a square inside the square. So I attached the rose-colored DELICA beads to the points of this smaller square. But you can also glue the motif to the filigree. It doesn't matter. And Sharon says, I think you are going to have a large order to restock everything. It's all going so fast. Indeed, like even today with the gemstones, it was very, very, very fast. And some of the one-of-the-kind pieces, they went like a breeze. And I am very happy that what I select for the eShop, that it resonates for you ladies and that it kicks your imagination. Everything what you see online, all the colors and everything, it's like, it's an extension of my personal stash, let's say. So when you are visiting the storytellingjeweler.com, then it is like beading with me in a way and digging into my extended personal stash. And for next year, you can't believe how many ideas I have already. And I won't tell you now. But ladies, also, you know, like by showing up here week by week, you motivate me, you motivate us to work hard. And every like and every review, every share, and every order, of course, we really appreciate them. and you help us tremendously with, like, this is a dream coming true. I can bring you my creativity. I can invite you to bead with me. And it's the biggest pleasure when I can see that you are happy and proud of yourselves when you post a jewel and you are happy that, oh my God, I did this, I like it, and I enjoyed making it. Then that's my fuel. So thank you so much. And all your support, it makes it possible that for next year, we can bring you even more things. And yeah, we have lots of ideas, and I can't wait to share them with you. Thank you so much, ladies. And I wanted to leave this to the end, but I had to say thank you. So back to beading. And yeah, Teresa says, oh, your prime minister put his foot down for a lockdown until the 19th of January. I do think we need to do something after Christmas or New Year's for you. Thank you. Like, yeah, at least until the 19th of January. You know, like, my life doesn't really change. I do what I did so far. But actually, Niti wrote me a message in the afternoon when there was the press conference that, did you hear that there will be a lockdown, like, from today evening? And I was like, no, I'm beading. No, I haven't heard of it. So yeah, I looked into the news, and then there were some, like, yeah, it leaked that from 7 o'clock in the evening there will be an immediate lockdown. So we actually ran out to buy at least a Christmas tree. It was a funny afternoon. And Margaret is asking, she has a technical question. If I use a microphone separate from my computer. Indeed, and I really hope that you can hear the difference. It looks like a rocket, I think. Yeah, I have this, it's called Yeti, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's, yeah, I think the price and quality balance is good. So I can only recommend it if you are thinking about getting one. And yeah, Lynn says that less than 1 week until we can open the Secret Santa presents. Longest I have ever waited for a gift opening. Indeed. One of the things happening in the Storytelling Beading Club, it's actually a tradition already. And that makes me very happy that I can say that we have traditions. It's the 3rd year, and yeah, there is a Beady Secret Santa, and I can't wait. And Vanessa is here also, and Margaret. And Amy! Happy holiday wishes to you, Amy, too. Corinna says my microphone looks like a thermos. Can be. I don't want to hear any other similarities. Yeah, thermos or rocket. And Eleanor says, today I am experiencing a delay between picture and sound. Only me or someone else too? I'm doing the same as every week, so it's not something, unfortunately, that I can change, but Sharon also mentioned it. And Chloe says, I love that we are quite comfortable indoors beading. My life hasn't changed much, except less interruptions from family and friends for coffee visits. Starting to miss them now, so can imagine, Chloe. And Maria says, by listening, just got a pair of gemstones. So, Yeah, it seems that most of you have a little delay. It can also be because there is another broadcast in the flat going on, or actually not a broadcast, but a full Christmas party in the living room. Adam has a company Christmas party, so maybe it's too much for internet, but I hope it's not very disturbing. And Frida is here also. So let's get going, ladies. We have lots of beading to do today, and let's check our material lists to see if we have everything. So first of all, we will need in the okay, I see that it's like, yeah, there is a delay, but it's okay. So I'm glad that it's doable. So let's do a little material check to make sure we have everything. And yeah, start with the middle. We will need a 12 millimeter RIVOLI cabochon. It can be Preciosa, it can be glass, it can be Swarovski. I am using a Preciosa Labrador silver one, and it's super shiny and I love it. I'm curious how it will look like. Then we will need TILA and half TILA beads. You see only 4 pieces of TILA beads and 4 pieces of half TILA beads on the image. However, the RIVOLI is actually between 2 layers of TILAs and half TILAs, so that's why we need 8 pieces of them for the motif. So I was not mistaken there by saying 8 and 8. You really need 8 half TILAs and 8 TILA beads, because we will enclose the RIVOLI from the bottom and from the top. We will also need fire polished beads, 3 millimeter fire polished beads. Then we will need 3 millimeter BICONE beads. We will need size 15 and size 11 MIYUKI seed beads, round ones, and also some DELICA beads. I was combining 2 colors of DELICA beads for this brooch, but again, it's up to you. I think it looks great if there is like an accent color at the corners, but it's completely up to you how you like it. And then there are some optionals according to the piece of jewelry that you would like to finish. You might need something to turn it into a necklace, you might need earring hooks, you might need a filigree brooch like I did. And again, I can say that the motif is sturdy enough on its own, so if you would like to use it without a filigree, then it's absolutely possible, but also you can add a filigree like I did. And same goes for the drop, that if you are an addict to drops like I am, then you will want to hang something at the bottom. It can be a classic pendant drop, or it can be like just a piece of glass with a hole in it, or you can hang there the glass drops in metal settings that that we have. You might have noticed that they were not yet in the advent calendar, right? Who knows what's coming? Or you can go for the gemstones in metal settings. It was my first time when I used them, but I'm really happy. And today I have here 3 colors on my beading mat. What? Dropping stuff. I have a red one, I have a turquoise one, and I have a dark blue one. So I think I will go for the turquoise, of course, but I'm still hesitating a bit. With the red, it would look a bit Greek, I think, and with the dark blue, very elegant, I think, but I will see. It's coming at the end, so we don't have to hurry to decide about such details. And Lovelies, do you have any questions about the material list? Marianska says in the meanwhile, maybe do a secret Easter bunny so we don't have to wait till next Christmas. You know what, Marianska, actually, 𝐌𝐀𝐓𝐄𝐑𝐈𝐿, you know, one of our fellow clubbers, she had an excellent idea for a different kind of exchange. I will not tell more about it now, but it is something that we hopefully can finally come through next year. So there will be more activities waiting for you in 2021. You will not have to wait until the holiday seasons in December. Sherry also loves drops on her pendants. Tanya is waiting for them. Katy is here also. She was busy making cookies. So, ladies, do you have your material prepared? By the way, if you haven't done it yet, then of course the printable file is available at the usual place, always the same. It's thestorytellingjeweler.com/ no one has to bead alone / and then you can make your decision that you can either download the tutorial for free or support the broadcast by buying it for €5. And yeah, the printable file, it will help you to follow along. You will probably be faster than me, so it's a great help. And Claire says, I'm such a tease. I love doing it. Sorry. Also, we will have a big planning meeting for next year, because also 2020 brought into my life a whole team of helpers. So we will sit down and think about it and make plans together for 2021. And I rather don't want to say anything precise, because yeah, after that we will gradually reveal the surprises for you. Corinne says, no more brooch filigree in the e-shop? There has to be. When I checked, there were nearly 20 pieces, so can somebody, I don't want to go now look into the e-shop, but would somebody please be that good and maybe drop the link for the Filigree brooches in the chat for Corinne and everyone? That would be wonderful. Thank you, ladies. And if there are no more questions, then let's start beading. So I work again with FIRELINE with a comfortable length. And I work with a very bended beading needle. And let's get started. Vanya, the filigrees are already in for the Janice J pendant. She's asking about the filigrees. It is there. The tutorials were sent out, I think, last week. Video 2 weeks ago and PDF last week. And the filigrees, they are in stock again. So you can dig in if you would like to. And let's start working on Edmee. So I will also show you my second camera. Here it is. Thank you so much, Susie. Would you also please be good to drop a link for the whole category, because there are more of them. Thank you so much. You're a sweetheart. a bit of, okay, my camera is stuck. I don't want to show my trousers. I would like to adjust the camera to show you only my beading mat. But yeah, I totally suspect that I'm ruining my internet. Because it's stuck. Anyway, let's get started. I will pick up, hopefully the picture from the camera appears. So we start by picking up 4 pieces. Okay, it doesn't seem to work. So this time I am staying only with illustrations. I hope you ladies don't mind. So let's start by picking up 4 pieces of TILA beads and 4 pieces of half TILA beads interchangeably. And the bumpy sides, they actually, you might want them to face downwards, but it doesn't really matter in this case because they will be under the RIVOLI. Normally the bumpy sides are upwards, but this will be the bottom of the bezel. So 4 TILAs, 4 half TILAs interchangeably. And then when you pick up everything, then you can bead through everything one more time. Leave a tail of about 10 to 12 centimeters, 5-6 inches. And then I also like to, in this one, I also like to actually tie a knot between the first and the last bead, and then I bead one more time through the TILA to before I would continue to the next step. By the way, I know that there are lots of literature geeks with us, and I would like to ask if you know that where did I find, or where did I take the name Edmee from? Trivia question for my literature geek friends. Ula is a librarian, actually. So I'm very curious if you know the novel, where it comes from. And Katie, tell us about the cookies you are baking. You make me curious. And Vanya, did I answer your question, or would you like to know more about the Janice Filigrees, or it was only that if they are in stock again or not? And Jill would like to hear about my earrings. Well, they are made with an L2 Studio Art Cabochon, a cubic zirconia, and the L2 Studio Cabochon is bead embroidered, but without any extra embellishments, just a bezel. Then I added a palette bezeled cubic zirconia, and then some super long 3mm wide cuff chains. And oh, Lutka was pulling her beadwork so much that it was torn. But we are at the beginning, so you can still like easily start anew, don't worry. And after step 2, yeah, don't pull it too much that it would deform. Make it like a nice little square. And on the second one, you see that you need to fill in number 15 seed beads between the first holes, the inside holes of the half TILA and TILA beads. So this is still the same hole what we were using in step number 1. And we just go all around one more time, and after every bead we pick up a number 15 seed bead. And when you finish, then what's important, that you want to bead a little further, and then when you crossed a TILA bead, then please bead not only through the first hole, but also through the outside hole of the TILA bead, so we can get to the outside edge of the motif. And Elena has it. She says, is Edmee not Georges Saint-Mauprat? Not sure, but could be. Actually, yes. Congrats to Elena! It was one of the novels we had to read during university, and I really liked it. And somehow the name, it just got stuck in my head. Step number 3. We are filling in 3mm fire polished beads between the outside holes of the half TILA and TILA beads. And I will actually be using the same color of fire polished beads that I used for the original. But you know, it's always so interesting to see how they come out completely different depending on the other stuff. So I'm curious to see them next to each other. And Katie is baking Clifford tea cakes. It's a recipe my grandma made and always had a tin foil. It's a brown sugar dough that is refrigerated overnight, and then you slice and bake. I put walnuts in mine, but other cousins use pecans and almonds. That sounds amazing, Katie. Oh, wow. I love nutty things. Nearly every day for breakfast, I also have a handful of walnuts or some other nuts. And Vanessa is asking, this is still the first layer. The second layer, it will come in step 4. Elena likes Edmee, yeah, the Mauprat novel. Is a romantic one, and 19th century, I think first half of 19th century. We used to have world literature for a year or two at university, and we had to literally read a book every week. So this was one of those. So I am hiding now the first picture. And we'll show you the fourth one. So this time, this is when you want to bead the second layer, that you bead around the thread path is the same as in step number 3, kind of. However, instead of beading through the half TILAs and the TILA beads that we picked up in step number 1, you add new half TILA beads and TILA beads between the fire polished beads. So it will look exactly the same as the first layer we did, but we will stick the RIVOLI inside the 2 layers. And since this will be the top layer, now you will probably want to be more careful about the bumps on the TILA beads and the half TILA beads, so they turn towards the top. But it's up to you completely that how particular or not particular at all are you about it. And Sharon has to go now, and she says, everyone have fun and enjoy the rest of this season of No One Has to Bead Alone. Thanks, Erika, for all these seasons. Thank you, Sharon, for beading with me week by week. And we can still see each other next Tuesday through Coffee Time with Erika. I wish you a nice evening and a nice weekend. Take care and happy holidays. And Vanessa? Oh, Elena, thank you so much. Before I would be able to post the link, Elena already helped out Vanessa by posting the link to the printable file. Thank you so much. You are awesome with helping each other so much. Zuzi helped out Corinna with the brooches. Elena is helping out Vanessa. Oh, yeah. And the full the other one. And Vanessa, you actually don't have to sign up. It's enough, like you don't have to like register or something. All you need is that you prepare your beads in advance based on the material list that I publish a couple of days before the workshop, and you just turn up on my Facebook page when it's time. It's handy if you mark the event. I always create an event lately. If you mark the event that you are going, because then you get a notification, and also it's easier to calculate your own time zone. And yeah, that's it. That's it. No advance registration needed. And when you filled in, how is it going, by the way, ladies? When you filled in the second layer of half TILA and TILA, this is how it looks for me now. Then you stick in the cabochon in the middle. And you finish by beading through the open hole of a TILA bead that you were just exiting. I'm looking for the next step. So in step number 5, you will connect the open holes of the half TILA beads and the TILA beads to each other. And if something in the back of your mind tells you to put in a 14mm cabochon in the bezel, then please, please resist that dark urge and stick to the 12mm cabochon. I tested it with a 14mm cabochon too, and it totally pushed aside the bezel. So what you will need is to pull together the open holes of the beads. We will also then fill in number 15 beads between the between these holes that we just connected, but don't put in a bigger cabochon. If you have a feeling that the first side of the beadwork is for some reason nicer than your second side, then what you can do also is that treat that first half that we were beading as the top of the bezel. Yeah, this is it. You might want to bead around a couple of times, actually. Oh, 𝐊𝐿𝐄 says, like, she has only the 14 millimeter. I said, like, don't use a 14 millimeter. That it might seem that it fits, but no. No, sorry if it was confusing. I wanted to say, like, resist the urge. If you feel like you want to put in a 14 millimeter, it will not fit. You will have to stick to a 12 millimeter one. Vanya, well, after you filled in the fire polished fire polished beads, then you basically go around one more time and you fill in half TILAs on top of half TILAs and TILA beads on top of TILA beads. So you double the layer exactly as it was. And by the way, one more thing, that it might seem that there are tiny gaps between the half TILAs and the TILA beads, the inside holes, I mean, after step number 5. But when you put in the round 15 seed beads in step number 6, then those gaps will disappear. So don't worry. Don't worry about that. And Ula says, is it a universal law that no matter how many colors delicas you have, you are always missing the one you need? Absolutely, Ula. Of course. Marianska has the same problem. And Claire is asking if I can stock the 24 millimeter trillions in the eShop. Claire, thank you so much for telling me what you need, because we are sometimes joking that we like wishes make true, that we are like a goldfish in a bowl. Can you please send me an email to Erika at thestorytellingjeweler.com or post it in the Facebook group so I don't forget it? If yes, then I will do my best to stock it for you. An email would be the best. Thank you. Lutka says that now she got it, what's happening. Vanya, how are you doing? And everyone else. This is how mine looks like at the moment. This is the top. And this is the bottom. They are exactly the same. Just the color of the cabochon is, of course, facing the top. And it's super sturdy. And when you filled in the number 15 seed beads between the inside holes of half TILAs and TILAs on the top layer too, then bead back, please, to the fire polished beads. Vanessa is asking, how are you anchoring the second layer? My trick is that before I would start adding the half TILAs and the TILA beads of the second layer, then I just bead on the edge a little bit through some of the first layer TILA, half TILA beads, and the fire polished in between before I would start adding the half TILAs and the TILAs for the second layer. But no other trick. You just bead through a fire polished. If there is a half tila already between the fire polished beads, then you add a half tila on top of that half tila. And if there is a tila bead already, then you add a tila bead on top of that tila bead. That's the only thing that you need to remember. There is only one layer of the fire polished beads, and always two half tilas on top of each other, or two tilas on top of each other between them. Vania, or if you have a tablet on the side, then you can also open the file on the tablet or your phone if you don't have your printer. And that's actually the positive sides of keeping our tutorials electronic, I think, that you can then even enlarge it as much as you want. And ladies, how are you doing? Did you manage to finish step number 6? Okay, Vanessa says she got it. Vanessa, did you by the way manage also to download the tutorial? There is also a free version and a €5 version. It's up to you. Just I want to make sure that no matter which one you decide for, I would like to make sure that you know how to navigate. 𝐊𝐻𝐄 is okay. And Vania says that she has something special to share. I'm all ears, Vania. I'm curious to hear. Corinna has it. Okay. Then I will continue. Debs says that she's doing great and she loves her color choices. I'm super curious. Zdenka needed to loosen the layer with the fire polished beads a little bit, so it was too crooked, but now it's okay. And in step number 7, you start out from a fire polished bead, and what you are doing is that over the tila beads, you will need to fill in. You will also always fill in a combination of beads between the fire polished beads on the edge. And when you fill in a new combination over a tila bead, then you need to fill in number 15, DELICA, number 11, DELICA, number 15. And when you are over a half tila bead, then you need to fill in fire polished, DELICA, fire polished, and that will make this square pointy. So let's see. By the way, I'm really curious about the Christmas party going on in the living room. Oh my god. Vania, I will continue, but Vania says, I added all the info for Erika to a master copy of special recommendations to instructors we recommend. So now our entire Baltimore Bead Society will have this information. Thank you so much, Vania. That's so very kind of you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. These little acts of, not so little, these big acts of kindnesses, they really help us going further and bringing you more videos like this and tutorials and activities and everything. And it's wonderful to meet even more beaders from all around the world. So thank you so much. And Sarah just unpacked. She was silent until now. She says, I have now unpacked everything. Wow, thank you so much for everything. Well, thank you for all the orders and thank you for like unpacking it now. And I hope that you will add a picture afterward. I'm curious. Or you maybe already added a picture in the club. You have to share it with us. You are the first calendar girl. Thank you so much, Rania. And instructions for step 7. But Joanna has to go. So Joanna, thank you for spending your time with us. Enjoy your Zoom meeting. I hope it's a beady one and not work. And thank you for spending many evenings with us this year. Happy holidays. So in step 7, you are adding new beads between the fire polished beads. And when you are, always a combination of new beads, when you are about to add new beads over a TILA bead, then you add round 15, DELICA, round 11, DELICA, round 15. And when you are over a half TILA bead, then you add fire polished bead, DELICA, fire polished bead. And over again, all around the little motif. Eleanor will start over. She's not happy with her colors. I hope that the second attempt will work out a lot better then. So, Maktub, Jill, is it okay now? Or should I repeat it again? Just let me know if you need a different kind of explanation or whatever. I'm happy to help you. And Katalin is ready and she loves it. I'm so glad. I hope you were okay today, that you had a nice day after a hard week. And tell us more about your new Juvo. Is it an earring, a brooch? What is it? And what kind of colors did you use? And Lynn is doing hers without a cabochon. She doesn't have a 12mm one, so she will make polymer clay cabochons with copper or silver foil. I love that you are so creative in solving this situation if you don't have it. And Vania's printer started to behave better. And Kata says, I am using Crystal Tea Rose Rivoli. It's beautiful, Swarovski. And I use the colors of 2021, sort of. So it means it's yellow and gray, kind of. But okay, the unhappy face, is it about Swarovski or is it about your colors? But you wrote you love it, so. So I hope you are happy with your colors. And ladies, what are your thoughts about the colors of the year announced by Pantone? It's a combination of gray and yellow. Maybe you have seen it on the Facebook page. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. And Katie has a question to ask for Sarah. If you post a picture, please don't post a picture of the gift bag. I want it to be a surprise for me. And Maria is also starting over with her colors. Sometimes we have those days when many of us are not happy. So far I am today. Despite just functioning on coffee all day instead of good rest and sleep, but I am happy with my colors. And Kata says, the face is for the brand we don't pronounce anymore. Claire says, the Austrian company that shall not be named will forever be called Swarovski in this house. You know, since I am reading Harry Potter now, that's what I was doing from 5 a.m. until 7 a.m. also yesterday and today morning instead of sleeping. So he shall not, the company who shall not be named. And Susie says that she loves the Pantone color combination and she wears it very often. Yeah, I can totally imagine it on you, actually. It's like, so your colors. Becca says, not just ladies here, my 10-year-old grandson is making this. Welcome him to the storytelling beading community. I am super happy to have him here. And Becca, I hope that you and your grandson will share later what you have created together. I'm so happy that you have this as your grandson and grandma activity. That's so nice. Thank you, Sarah. And Donna says, I think the Pantone colors will be okay. Different, but okay. It is like, even if gray is like very, I would say it's a quite easy color to use, but the combination of yellow and gray, that I can totally imagine that it is a challenge for many of us. I actually love the combination, and this year I started to wear a lot of yellow in my clothing, but even together with gray, but somehow I don't really have yellow and gray pieces of jewelry. Maybe, ladies, what do you think about making a little challenge over the holidays that we try to create, every one of us who wants to try her hands with it, that we try to create something over the holidays with yellow and gray. So in the beginning of the year, we will have a nice little album of inspiration for the Pantone color combo. I think it would be really nice. For Eleanor, also a challenge. Vanessa is making it into a pendant to match earlier earrings, and she loves her colors. Teresa says, believe it or not, I have a pair of shoes that are that exact gray and yellow. I will post a pic in the group after the video if I can find them. Don't need to wear stylish shoes anymore since I'm retired. I'm looking forward to your picture. Actually, when I'm wearing yellow and gray or yellow and black, then also my shoes, I have a pair of yellow shoes and I love them. So I will beat something to match that. And Vania says, I'm kicking myself for not pre-ordering Jenny's J. I must have missed it. I'm sorry about it, Vania. I know it was not included in the special deals because it's the newest one. But yeah, I hope you will bead it anyway one day. And Donna says, I will need to get gray in all the TILAs. Actually, I'm using I call it kind of gray, but it has a very tiny blue flash in it, and I really like this shade of like grayish blue, and it looks, I think it would look good with really good with yellow. And Vanya adds that Janis Joplin is her favorite singer, and Kata is up for the challenge, and Ula is up for the challenge. And so, ladies, let's do it. Let's do it, really. And then we can post all of the pieces in the beginning of 2021 into an album together to like have an inspiration. And Lynn says, in college in 1983, in the fabric design class, I actually made a wall hanging for my dad in yellow and gray. Who would have known? His bedding were those colors. I think it's still hanging on his wall. And Anne says, I wear a lot of yellow and don't mind gray, but not for jewelry. With my coloring, it just disappears into my skin. And for Vanessa, so on the corners over the half tiled beads, you see it on the screen, picture number 7, you are adding combinations of beads between the fire polished beads. And when you are adding something over a TILA bead, then you add a round 15 seed bead, a DELICA bead, a round 11 seed bead, another DELICA, and another round 15. And when you add new beads where there is a half TILA on the corner, then you add the combination of fire polished bead, DELICA bead, and another fire polished bead. And you always just bead through the you add these combinations between the fire polished beads on the edge of the motif. Sarah, we were talking about colors of 2021 by Pantone, and we said like it might be nice to try to create something in the color combination by Pantone, announced earlier this week over the Christmas holidays, and we can start 2021 with a little inspiration in the colors of 2021, so yellow and gray. And Corinna says, what a great bezel, fast and easy. I'm really glad that you like it, Corinna. I think I will design more pieces. If you like it, ladies, then I will design more pieces like this that we use TILAs and half TILAs for bezeling. And Marianska says, I have no yellow beads or gray. Guess it's a good excuse to buy some. You see, we need inspiration coming from you, so absolutely. Susie needs to go. She says, have a lovely rest of evening and happy holidays. Loved beading with you all during the year. Thank you, Erika. Susie, thank you for spending the evening and the whole year with us. Thank you for all the inspiration you bring to us with your projects. And I hope to still see you on Tuesday at No One Has to at Coffee Time with Erika. And have a beautiful weekend. And Deb also loves this bezel. Claire too. Joyce finds it pretty. And Teresa says, yes, please, more TILA bezels. They are fast. They are. Oh, I actually... Okay, this is for January already. By the way, first I explained step 8, so we can continue. It's over an hour that we are together. So now you feel, if you are exiting the combination, Okay, let's start from the DELICA as it's on the picture, that you continue the thread path until you are exiting the DELICA between two fire polished beads. Then you pick up 3 DELICA beads. I will use now the second color of my DELICA beads. You pick up a BICONE bead, and then you bead through the whole combination of 5 seed beads that is over the TILA bead. So you bead through number 15, DELICA, number 11, DELICA, number 15. You pull it, and then you pick up the same combination in the opposite order. So BICONE and 3 DELICA beads, and then you bead through the DELICA bead between 2 fire polished beads at the corner. And this is how you bead all around, all around. And if you find that you want to tighten it, then you can just bead several times around through the beads on the edge of your little motif. 𝐊𝐎𝐋𝐄 also, she says, she has yellow and gray clothing and sandals, and she has even a matching necklace to go with it. She wears it during the summer. And Elena says, I really love this bezel. I need the whole set out of it. Brooch, earrings, and pendant. Bracelet! You can also make a bracelet. So, ladies, I actually have a TILA bezel here next to me that I am preparing for you for January. Do you want to see it? Or I should not spoil the surprise of what's coming? I was teasing you so much today already. I don't want to tease you anymore if you don't want me to, so you can decide if you want to see my work in progress TILA bezel or not. Tanya would like to see it, and 𝐌𝐻𝐄 too, and Petra also. And also Corinne. And it's work in progress, so I might go in a different direction than before, but this is how it looks like for now. I am using also some slender buggles that you liked so much during the special deal that all of it was gone. But this is how the bezel looks like, with some bicones and with a cabochon in the middle. And I am trying to make it into a star shape. Let's see, where is it going? Sarah likes it. It will probably not be a no one has to bead alone lesson, because during these lessons I really want to include beads that probably most of the beaders already have at home, and I know that slender buggles are not so easy to come by and not so common to use. So this will be an extra tutorial available at the website, not a Friday lesson. And Honey says it looks a bit like torn. Same beads. Kind of. Yeah, but bigger cabochon. And then I will continue in a different bezel. But you're right that the slender buggles make it look similar. And Zdenka says, Erika, thanks a lot. This is a great pattern, and I chose A great color combination. I am so happy with it, but I need to go now. Enjoy the rest of the beading and have a good weekend. Thank you for spending time with us, Stenka, and happy holidays and have a beautiful weekend. And for Lynn, step 8. So start out by beading through a DELICA bead that is between 2 fire polished beads on the corner. You pick up 3 pieces of DELICA beads and 1 3mm BICONE bead. Then you bead through all the seed beads that are on top of a TILA bead. So number 15, DELICA, number 11, DELICA, number 15. Then you pick up the same combination in the opposite direction. So it's BICONE and 3 DELICA beads. You bead through the DELICA on the corner, and then again from the beginning, same as the beginning. 3 DELICA beads, BICONE bead, then you bead through the combination on top of the TILA. You pick up BICONE bead, 3 DELICA beads, and you bead through the DELICA bead between the 2 fire polished bead. And yeah, Ula says bugle is pronounced bugle, not bugle. You are so right. I already learned this, but I think the lack of 3 hours of sleeping were not enough for me to remember that. Okay, Deb already has them, and Anita is asking, what is the difference between a slender bugle and a bugle and a bugle bead? So these are a little bit thinner, and they are a newer bead from MIYUKI, and I find them a lot less sharp than the classic bugle bead. I did not like to work with the classic bugle beads, even if I really liked the look what they created, because they always tore my thread. However, the slender bugles, they are good. You see, my thread is really like leaning on the edge of the bugle, and so far, like, I'm good with them. They haven't torn my thread. We will have lots of new colors next year when the bugle designs are coming. And Sarah says, you said it right in the Janice J video. I know, yeah, like I already like remembered it, but yeah, I should have drank more coffee today. Vanya says, my RIVOLI is not staying put. Vanya, can you please take a picture and post it in the club? Then I will look at it and see that what is wrong. The gray tassel earring. I don't remember that. But don't test my memory now, ladies. Really, like after 3 hours of sleeping, I'm not functioning well, I have to say. Corinna, please write me exactly in a message or something that what are you asking about, because now I can't recall it. Daniko is also saying goodbye. And ladies, I am also actually saying goodbye now. I finished beading my little square. So if you have any uncertainties, then please post your questions in the club, and I will do my best answering every questions. And I really don't mind you correcting me. It's just, I think the lack of sleep kicked in. So I will also say goodbye to you. And I am looking forward to see your creations. And thank you again very much for spending this very, very, very strange year together. I am very thankful for the company, and I am very thankful for getting to know you. Thank you, ladies, and I wish you all the best for the rest of the year. Happy holidays, and still see you on Tuesday, Coffee Time with Erika, and also on the 26th of 26th of December, we will have a little storytelling club Zoom call when you can spend time together face to face and really talk to each other. So thank you, everyone. Have a nice weekend and happy holidays. Bye bye.